Good morning, good afternoon, good evening across the country, around the world. Welcome back to the Kerbal Space Program. So my Duna Armada has just left Kerbin. Look, there's Kerbin and the moon. And the moon is probably too small to see. Back there, behind us. We are on our way to Duna. We still have a ways to go, but since we are now in a polar orbit, we are now out of Kerbal's sphere of influence, I was going to jump out and see if there was any science to do now on any of these that are repeatable. Nope, no water. Not that one. Although I have scientists, I can reset it. That's not a big deal. Well, you know what? Yeah, let's just run them all and see if we get anything. See if there's any science. Oh, well, we can transmit for nothing, but there's data, which is awesome. Process in the lab. Go away. What does it say? 41 days. Cool. Excellent. Collect soil. Yeah, low orbit. Okay. Yeah, we can do this. I think it'll give us something. And then again, we can do an EVA and reset it. Good. 625 data. Science. Oh, wow. Okay, awesome. That's cool. Process that. I don't think this... Can I... Is it... Oh, it does do something. Alright. Photometer. Ooh, I could transmit, but we'll actually just process that. Magnetometer's coming out as well. Process that. How are you doing? Are you full yet? No. Still has lots of space, I think. Oh, no biomes. Yeah, okay, never mind. Reset that. Duh. Mystery goo. We're back to the orbital telescope. I don't know if there's anything we'll see. Cool. Process that. Trademark. Interesting. Still bright. And process that as well. So, oh cool. Lots of science, or lots of data to process, which is awesome. Oh, that's cool. So, because you got the processor attached to it and scientists on board, they can clean experiments. So they're going to clean up Mystery Goo and the Science Junior. Awesome. So I can reuse those later. Beautiful. In the meantime, though, we'll close these guys up. Toggle. No. There we go. Toggle those. Toggle that. Toggle the magnetometer. I think that's it. I think all the hatches should be closed now. Yes, excellent. Cool, so now we got science, because we got lots of time to get there. 8 science a day. Wow, that's pretty awesome. So that'll help build up science, which will get us money. Start the research. Awesome. Cool, so that's going to work. That's all we really have to do for the moment. Otherwise, we're gonna advance time forward. Let's do a quick save real quick, just to make sure that's everything's happy. Right? I looked away. Hold on. There it is. Okay. That comes up and goes so quickly. I wish it would stay for another couple extra seconds. Anywho, let's advance time down. And we'll start landing ships. I mean, they're a few days apart. Yeah, no, this will be plenty. So the Duna rover and the Ike lander are going to be first. We're just going to put everything into a nice equatorial 100-kilometer orbit. Obviously, Ike will put him in nice and close as well to Ike. The Ike lander will put him in nice and close as well. Well, yeah, look, they're all kind of spread on different paths. Some are going a little faster, a little different. Duna return, Duna big launch. Fascinating. Kind of interesting to see the different paths as they cross paths with a Duna. Anywho. Yeah. This will work out just nicely. Ah, Duna's headed right for us, which is awesome. 1, and it's going to warp us down. We're going to switch to it, which is great. Thank goodness for Kerbal Alarm Clock. Jump to close, jump to ship. Oh right, I give myself a 10-minute window before the actual, what's it called? Before the actual sphere of influence is encountered, which is plenty, probably more than I need. Once we actually cross it, we will double check our orbit to see what it actually is. Sometimes it can wobble around. Oh, there's Duna. Aha! Cool. Now in the sphere of influence. No. No. Okay, well that's better. That's closer. So our periapsis is still 93. That's still great. That's still wonderful. I will happily take that. And we're going to simply burn retrograde. Oh, I got rid of all my things. So let's get these guys back because they are extremely useful. Close that. And Delta V. Oh, ah! Well, let's do this real quick. I know I have to reset the what prograde. Wrong one. I have to reset the control from here to the docking port on top so that it lines up correctly. Boom. Okay, so we are in an orbit. We'll pull it down nice and close, though. Should take about 600, 700? What is this, 155? Yeah, let's pull that down just a wee bit more. There we go. We see them start to flip around. 86, 96. Let's keep that up a little bit higher. 89, 98, 101, 91. That'll do. Cool. All right. As we can see, this shows no delta V here because we need to tell it to be controlled here. Control from here. I wish I could. There's probably a way to change that in the vehicle assembly building, making that the core piece, but I didn't. I failed. Let me get the maneuver planner though, and we've got. Let's see. This is in 2 days and 0 hours. The Ike lander is in 2 days and 4 hours, almost 3 days. So yeah, this will be good. Okay. Are you still? You are. Aha. That's right. I got to do that. I have to reset the thrust limiter for all of them. And another thing I need to do eventually, or before I land them, all of these parachutes. Let's see, minimum pressure, as little as possible, and I would probably set them to open higher as well. We'll play with that once we come in, if I remember. If I don't, well, that's what quick saves are for. Okay, so again, this is 2 days and an hour away. That's 2 hours, 2 days and 4 hours. So let's go ahead and execute this guy. Get him set up for that maneuver. What do we got? 700. So we'll still have about 600 left here and 400 left in the little stage up here. Yeah, we'll be fine. We'll have plenty to deorbit, pick a landing spot, hopefully come in nice and controlled. I was looking a few minutes ago at ScanSat, and is this me? What are you? Big map. Go away. Duna. And there is... Oh! This shows a few anomalies. Really? Duna. Interesting. Whoa. Well, that's fun. Anyway, we'll look at that in a minute. First, we're going to let this guy get into orbit, I hope, in theory. Anytime now, mech Jeb. There you go. Oh, that's that long, but okay. There we go. Let's see. That guy's slowly ticking over. Oh, right. Let's focus on the ship now instead of Ike. Duh. Anywho, I was looking at ScanSat a little earlier. It looked like there was only one. Maybe there's another one. Maybe we're getting better data because we're actually here. I wonder. Anywho, I do want to get to the couple of the one or the couple of anomalies that are here. Because hey, anomalies are fun, and we've done those series on anomalies before. Yeah. Okay, this is taking forever. Physics warp. We've passed the node. Burp, there we go. But we are in an orbit. We're just shrinking that orbit down now. Yeah. Kill the time warp. Sweet. That's good there. So we got periapsis at 90, apoapsis of 101, and that's easy to switch that up to a nice even 100, but I don't think it's worth it. So he's in orbit. That's awesome. We're not going to do any science with this guy yet, though, because he's made for science on the surface. Come on. It's like not having it. Loading the... There we go. Loading the planet. Oh, and Duna's atmosphere looks cool, too. I'm not sure if that's... I've never actually... Oh, I'm sorry. I've been to Duna with the ScanSat. Never been to the surface, though. But I'm not sure if that atmosphere is a stock thing or if that's a mod thing. I don't know. Anywho, so now we got that guy. So let's go ahead and time warp up as far as we can. That's it. Oh, that's going to take a bit. All right. In that case, then, let's go ahead and switch to the Ike lander. That way we can time warp just a smidgen faster. There you are. Let's go ahead and quick save real quick, just because. Good. Switch to the Ike lander. I know all these still say like launch, launch, launch. I'm going to rename everything once we get everything settled here into the Duna Orbit. Alright, so that's the Ike lander. We've got a ways to go. At this point, I know it's next. I know I have 20 days after that, so we're going to go ahead and just get rid of that just so that I don't get the pop-ups, because that's obnoxious. Alright, so there we are with a Duna encounter. Let me see, can I get focus on Ike? Focus view. Yeah, beautiful. Okay, so that's still a nice close thing. Awesome. Add maneuver to retrograde ourselves into place. Whoa. What does that take? Not well, almost as much as it takes to get a Duna encounter. A Duna orbit. Almost. 65, 60. Yeah, that's a good orbit at 60. I'll be happy with that. A little equatorial, but that's fine. I think once we get here again, we're going to look at ScanSat and see if there's anything going on there. All right, so this one now is in 2 days and an hour. The next thing is in 19 days, so we're just going to go ahead and click execute and let it do its thing. Excuse me. We've got 810 meters per second in that stage with the Terrier engine, which is plenty, and then we have loads of Delta V for the lander stage. So we could probably even do some biome hopping with Ike here. We shall see. We shall see. Oh, cool. Look at the Duna clouds. That's cool. All right. So now in the Ike sphere of influence, we're just letting Mech Jeb do its thing, getting us down there into orbit. So this episode obviously is going to be acquiring our orbits. I don't think anything needs to dock with anything else. No, all the interactions will happen on the ground. So we'll dock, or no, not dock. We'll get everybody into a nice, 100-kilometer-ish orbit there. Oh, balls. No wonder this is such a long burn. Hold on. Abort. I forgot to do that. Alright, so now we can tell it to execute next node. Now it'll be correct. I was like, that's really far away? Oh, that's why. I forgot to reset the thing. My bad. I'm sorry. Anywho, we'll get everybody into orbit here. Next episode, we'll land probably the Duna base. That's going to be obviously the base. And probably the rover right after that. And then the Ike lander. Those are the three that are going to land. Obviously, the space station's going to stay in space, as well as the return vehicle. We might actually, once we get the space station set up, you know, in a nice orbit, we might actually just dock the return vehicle to it, just to have those together, so it's easy for transfer then. Maybe. I'm still thinking about it. We'll see how we do it. All right. And again, because the Terrier's slow as heck, right? Your Terrier? Yeah. Slow as heck, but very efficient. Very, 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 very efficient. There we go. We are in an orbit. We are captured. Now it's just circularizing-ish. Excellent. That's good. Within a 10-kilometer variance. That's not bad. That's plenty. That's just great. And again, we'll wait for this guy to do stuff on the surface. Next, the Duna station. It's going to be in 17 days. 35 and 44. Yes, these are all nicely spaced. Even without Duna alarm or Kerbal alarm clock, this would have been fairly easy to manage. Quick save. Switch to, and the first thing I'm going to do this time is readjust the output, the thrust limiter. Oi. Brain fart. Whoa, come on. There you go. There we go, 100%. Excellent. All right, so we've got 17 days until we hit the Dunan sphere of influence. Dunan? I don't know. Boop, 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 boop. Oh, right. So since we're here, we know we're going to hit the Duna sphere of influence. And we're with the station, right? Duna station? Yes. We can get rid of that alarm. Just because we don't need it. Alright, let's get there a little faster. You'll de-warp. Boom. Alright, and then let's again check. No. It's being stubborn. Just hard to click on things. Anywho, I just wanted this to get an idea of what our periapsis is. 114. That'll be fine. So then we can add a maneuver. No. There we go. Add a maneuver. And again, this will be something like close to 800 delta V, which we have plenty of. Oh, no, not as much. Ooh. And then can we... There we go. Yeah. Don't really want that periapsis to be that low. 24, apoapsis there, and then we just pull it retrograde. That'll do. That'll be great. I already adjusted that, double checking. Let's execute that node. Let MechJeb do its thing. And then we got, what, 17 days and 26 days. Glorious. We have, oh yeah, and again, we have tons of delta V for this, so this is easy peasy. God, that's so much delta V. So much. Huh. That gives me thoughts, options. I might not drop that fuel tank right away, although I can't dock with anything, because this guy... Yeah, it has docking port juniors on the side there, right? Come on. Oh, I can't click because it's time warping still. Whoop. Hello, Duna. Yeah, docking port junior. Nothing else has a docking port junior on it. I didn't put a docking port on top, so I can't dock with anybody and share fuel, which is a bit of a pity, but not the end of the world. Yes, retrograde, awesome. And physics warp. Oh, yep. We're now in an orbit, and now we're just closing it. Cool, that's a nice 117, 145. We'll clean that up in a bit. We're gonna, like I said, we're gonna get everybody here, and then I'll clean up stuff off camera, and then next episode we will land. So the Duna base launch, that beast of a thing. Duna base. There you are. Switch to, and again, right off the bat, gonna change that thrust limiter. As soon as the system's awake, there we go. Come on. Alright, and this guy has 14 days till he hits the Duna sphere of influence. Oh, right. So let's go. Oh, and again, we know we're on the Duna base. We don't need that. It'll slow us down. Whoa! Okay. Sometimes it should automatically slow you down to 50 times acceleration, but once in a while it won't do that, and it will, you'll get like a parabolic thing, and it just goes all over the place. Alright, and what's our periapsis here? 81. That's a little high, but not horrible. Actually, I'm just going to leave it for now. It'll be fine. And then again, I'll adjust that orbit later. I have it over here. Retrograde. Ooh. Oh, wow, that one's cheaper. Yeah, quite cheaper. Oh, because we're closer, so we get a better gravity assist, I think? We'll get the apoapsis up to 100, though, just to make it easier. There we go. Beautiful. And I did, again, I have to double check. I'm pretty sure I did. I did. Okay, good. Execute. Do it to it, mech jeb. And what are we doing for fuel? Monopropellant. Monopropellant's okay. Still enough to do maneuvers in space. Not that big a deal. And, oh, we're going to stage here. That's fun. Yeah. I mean, we're going to do most of it with this last stage. And then the rest with the rest of it there. Eek. Oh. Stop. Stop warping, stop warping, stop warping. I have to redo the staging then. Because I thought I was going to land first and then light the engines. But nope, we're going to need them now. That's that. I need... That's all the engines, right? Because this is... Drogue chutes. Separator... Oh, to separate the main? I'll have to play with this. I'll have to double check all the staging here because I'm not 100% confident of how it is. I think I'm going to want all these parachutes to have opened first and then separate and lose the heat shield. We'll see. But I know I need, yeah, those 4 main ones, those 4, and those 4. Okay, yes, so we need these guys sooner. Wait. There? Because right now it's the main guy back there. Separates that one, aha. And then it'll launch off those guys. Okay. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, let's auto warp and do this now. Sorry. Should have double checked my staging. Hey, at least I did it now instead of when we were trying to, you know, come into orbit. Where's Duna? There's Duna. Ooh, easy girl, come on. There you go. Oh, the camera changed. That's why it's being a little slightly screwy. All right, so that's 25 seconds of that. Oh, wow. 25 seconds of that. So we'll probably hit this at about, I don't know, 15 seconds remaining? Maybe sooner? Hey, 15. I guessed right. These guys, they're not gonna... No, they'll be active, but as long as they're not on while the heat shield is extended, they'll be okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, good. Alright, so we're now in an orbit. It's just slowly shrinking. Almost done. Poof. RCS. Push! Ooh. Go with that. Activate. Those from there. Cool. Now that'll close up our orbit in just a few more minutes. Awesome. Oh, well, I can look at it. Yeah. Awesome. And like I said, I'm going to go through after I finish up this episode and clean up everybody's orbit, just so that they're all clean and similar and about the same. Ooh, oh, come on. It's struggling to draw things. Just giving it a moment. There we go. Well, you should be a little happier because there's a few less pieces, but this is fairly piece heavy. This is fairly heavy, yeah, heavy on the pieces. So, good, yeah. So, that guy, yeah. This should work out. I mean, we tested it at Kerbin, I mean, so, yeah. Alright, there's the Duna base in orbit. We just got the Duna return vehicle left. It's only got 6 days left till it hits the Dunan sphere of influence. Oop, not again. Quick save. Switch to, and first things first, we make sure we, we make sure we reset the thrust limiter. Yeah. Awesome. All right. So this guy has, like I said, a few days till we get there, which is fine. And this, so this guy here, let's actually, because this is going to stop me anyway. We can go ahead and warp up quite a bit. Not quite as fast. This guy has a lot of delta V, so we're going to use him to brake and to do our initial landing stage to deorbit, and this will be used for actual landing. Yeah. It's kind of a taller, slenderer vessel to land on its butt, but landing gear and the thuds, yeah, the thuds give us a pretty good thrust to weight ratio. I think, at least it should. It said it would on when we were back at Kerbin. If not, then we'll send a rescue mission. Yeah, I think once we're at Duna or on the Duna's surface, it'll figure it out. I think this stuff right now is kind of calculated off of a Kerbin basis. All right, so we're about to cross the sphere of influence, and we don't need that anymore. Eek. All right, there we are in the Dunan sphere of influence, which is great. Focus on Ike just to get us closer. What's periapsis 132? That's fine. Again, we'll clean that up in a bit. Retrograde. Eek. Yeah, okay. Funny orbit, but it's not bad, and it's plenty of delta V. Cool. And again, because I'm paranoid, double checking. I did. Excellent. Execute. He's going to slowly, ponderously swing himself around. So with the Duna return vehicle, obviously orbit and then deorbit with this last stage here. We'll separate that. We got the heat shield on the back there. That'll help us. I mean, from what I've seen, never actually done it, aside from the little bit in Kerbin, but from what I've seen, the heat shield will help slow us down tremendously. I just hope I have enough rotational authority. We'll see. But that'll slow us down a lot. We've got the thuds to help slow us down more if we need them after we ditch this. So hopefully at like the last, as we're touching down. And of course we got a bunch of parachutes. A bunch of regular full-on parachutes and a bunch of drogue chutes. Yeah. Oh, there it goes. What's taking so long? It was just now getting, getting into place. You're out of monopropellant already? Wow. That's interesting. Oh well. I guess the only thing it has to meet up with in space is the what's it called? The space station, and we might do that, like I said, early just to get them on board before we land. Wow, I blew through all that monopropellant? I guess there wasn't much on board. I didn't add any. That's part of the problem. I didn't add any. I just left with what was on board that, and I blew through all of it. I threw this guy together a little quickly. I could have done a better job with it. Like I slapped batteries on the outside instead of on the inside. So it's a little weak sauce, but it's okay. It'll suffice. It'll work just fine. But it was put together a little bit rushed. Yeah. Cool. Coming into orbit. Last few puffs to get us into a nice, well, actually not a very nice equatorial orbit or anything at all. That's good there. All right, so we got everybody into orbit. Like I said, I'm going to go off camera now and clean things up. Oh, before I leave, though, let's see the big map. Close you. Is this Duna? Are we looking at Duna? We are. Interesting. Let's give me biomes. So we're looking at Duna here on ScanSat. Oh wow, there's a number of anomalies. Look at that. I guess, I assume, I don't know. Obviously it takes a while for the ScanSats to scan the surface because they have to do their orbits. But this looks like, it looks like before when I looked at it there was no anomaly hints, but now there's 3. There's 3 anomalies. That's awesome. Okay, good. So there's 3 anomalies here on Duna. Pulls. So there's 3 anomalies here on Duna. 1, 2, 3. Oof, that's going to be a little tough. We'll see what we could do for biome hopping or hell, maybe even... Well, you know what? The Duna base, as big and clunky as it is, it's a resourcer. So we can always land, resource, fuel it up, and maybe. It's a thought. It's a thing. It's a possibility. I think, firstly, I would land here. What is this? Midlands, Lowlands. I probably would land by this one. It's the closest to the... Yeah, because this one's down at this line. This one's before that line. So it's the closest to equatorial. So that shouldn't be too terribly difficult to land at. Yeah. And then, for Ike, I think, I thought there was 1. I might be thinking of somebody else's... I'm thinking of somebody else's video where they landed somewhere and there was something on one of the poles that might have been Gilly. Eve's moon. It might be, and I could be not remembering correctly. Western Mountain Range, Central Mountain Range, Eastern Mountain Range, South Pole, Polar Lowlands, Midlands. Interesting. Actually, let's see. Oh no, I'm sorry. That's right to the map. I want the polar map. Now they'd show up. All right, so no anomalies on Ike, but 3 on Duna. Okay, that's taking forever to load. Anywho, that's enough for this episode. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. If you like it, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your neighbors. And I will catch you later.